Let's talk 408916, called something about a CATMAID. I don't really want to translate it. It's from the artist Tetsuyama Kaya. This doujin's got some wonky grammar, so I'll warn you beforehand, but let's jump right into it. The doujin starts out with a black screen as a character thinks to herself about how father's gonna hurt her. The so-called father would quote-unquote train her so she'll be quiet and obey someone. So she hopes that her master would be a kind person, and if so, then maybe she could become happy. It cuts to later, 10 years later to be exact. Coco, the main girl, is the keeper of this main guy. Even though she's supposed to listen to orders, she kinda seems bossy with her own, and receives some head pats doing so. Coco is pushing him out the door, and we see that it is in fact 10 years later. But Coco's master is a very kind person to her, and that she lives a very peaceful day-to-day life. She notices a newspaper article about a growth in population and the success of a demi-human policy. The word I blanked out seems to not sit well with Coco though, for obvious reasons. We get some good backstory about what happened 10 years ago. Coco was sent to her master by the government, and she was fully prepared to be treated as property. But after her master tells her that it was just a government conspiracy about why she was sent, he had to teach her how to read, cook, and do various other things. And they've lived together since, with her wondering if she could be helpful to her master. Even without the government or stuff mentioned, would it be wrong for her to adore her master's gentleness? It cuts again to later that night. Her master knocks on her door asking to enter, and asks her to turn around for a moment. He puts something on her, a new collar, because that day she came home 10 years ago and she's now 18. And it's a shame for her to wear that old collar. She then realizes that he gave her a lot of happiness and goes to hug him. He's caught off guard by this, and she thanks him for the collar and his kindness. But there's something that she wants even more, and she immediately backtracks. She's embarrassed, thinking to herself, but her master reaches in for a hug. He's talking about a vow that he made to never lay hands on her, even if he fell in love with her. And the result of that was having her say that. But he did just say love, and they share a kiss. You can probably guess what happens after that. It cuts again to the next morning, with the inner thoughts of Coco appearing. It shows her master waking up and seeing that she isn't up yet, which is weird, but sees out of the corner of his eye that maybe the happiest person in the world should sleep in today. Overall, I rate this a 10 out of 10. If I wasn't limited to a scale, I would rate it higher, but sadly the limitation does exist. I absolutely adore the art style and Coco. I recommend you check it out for yourself as always. That's all I got. I'll see you in the next one.
Attack on Titan, Tokyo Ghoul. These hentai babes make me drool. Hasane Biku is great. She makes me masturbate. Fairy tale.